in human subject research. When we talk about human subject research, we are talking about research that involve humans as participants, or research with participants or respondents being humans. Especially, you can talk about maybe a household survey where your respondents are household members or household heads. You can talk about school survey. You can talk about an agric survey where you are interviewing farmers. As far as there are people involved, it's called human subject research. So, for every human subject research, there are three key principles that governs every human subject research, and we want to look at these key principles. The first we want to look at is respect for persons. We have to actually respect our respondents or our participants, ensure that they are not coerced or maybe influenced by any means to participate in the project. And then when we talk about respect of person, it involves mainly what we call informed consent. So let's talk about informed consent. So informed consent actually involves three things. The first one is what we call voluntariness. So the participants should they should voluntarily decide on whether or not to participate in the project, so that they are not coerced or anything. Then comprehension deals with the fact that individuals must have that mental capacity to understand what the project is about and decide on whether to participate or not. Then disclosure is the situation where we talk about the respondent being able to understand all the things that are involved in the project. If there are any risks involved, the respondent should know. They should have that information in order to be in a good standing to decide on whether to participate or not. And the second principle that governs human subject research is actually called beneficence. And this is summarized in what we call do no harm, maximize possible benefit, and minimize possible risks. In other sense, if you just as we prioritize maximizing the benefits in our project, we should also make sure that we are minimizing the possible risks that we are exposing the project might be exposing respondents to. So that is it shortly about beneficence. And when we talk about minimizing the risk, then it brings us to two main things that we call privacy and confidentiality. So we want to talk about privacy and confidentiality briefly. So when we talk about privacy, we mean being free from an unapproved or unauthorized intrusion. So our respondents should be free from any intrusion or any unapproved, unauthorized intrusion. They should be free. They should be free from it. So we should be able to treat our surveys in privacy, the respondent with privacy. And the second one is confidentiality, which means to hold secret. Just holding secret everything we receive about our respondent. All the information they give us are secret. In fact, we don't disclose it to anyone, and we need to ensure that this is actually done. And this is the second principle that governs human subject research. The third principle is actually called justice, where individuals or groups should be treated fairly and equitably. Assuming you are conducting a research that involves people with different classes in the society, you don't administer the questionnaire to this class differently and administer it to this other class differently, probably because of the class they are in. Or maybe your survey involves two different ethnic groups. You don't administer the survey in a different way to the ethnic groups because of their ethnic affiliation. No, we need to treat all participants fairly and equitably. And if there's anything we are giving like benefit, we should make sure that it goes to all the participants as well. And that is it for the three principles that govern research involving human subject. Now let's review what we just learned. So we ended with research protocols and ethics, especially narrowing on the three key principles that govern human subject research, that are respect for persons, beneficence, and also justice. I hope this lesson has been very beneficial to you, and you are going to apply it in this project and in other projects you are going to be involved in. Thank you.